All right, next up, 11 Utah started the week as 1-point favorites versus 18 UCLA. That has now moved to 3.5. The Utes were 6-point favorites in this game last year, and they ended up winning by 20. They've won the last 5 matchups between the two, so where's your lean here, John?
I'm going to stay away from this one in terms of the size of the bet. I'm going to make a small one. The reason this thing has moved around, first of all, the thing that most people don't understand, you're talking about the top 2 defenses in the Pac-12. So a lot of people don't understand that, kind of the power has shifted defensively. These are 2 good defensive football teams. UCLA shows up. Utah has kind of dominated this team physically. Utah travels well. They're a tough football team, blue collar. That always travels well. The reason you've seen this line move around is people are trying to figure out, can UCLA handle their physicality? I don't like that they're playing in the Rose Bowl. That stadium will be kind of half full, maybe. A lot of those people will be Utah fans. There's a lot of kind of things I don't like about this game because I don't know which 2 teams are going to show up. What I do know is UCLA is a different team. I know I'm getting points at home. I'm not going to put a bunch of money on this game. But because of the points, because I think UCLA has upgraded in terms of their toughness and their physicality, and I'm getting points, and I'm at home, I'm going to take UCLA to in this situation with the points.
Boy, John, I thought you were making a case for Utah. I was listening to you talk and everything you said about the game. I thought you were going Utah minus the points. You said, first of all, you said that Utah, they're a physical team, they travel well. And the reason for that, there's a lot of kids on that team. I would say almost 40% of them have done Mormon missions. And they're 23, 24 years old. So they have that older supporting cast. When you're a Utah, BYU, Utah State, those schools, they have older kids, and they do know how to travel well. A lot of them are already married and have kids. This is a very well-coached football team. Kyle Whittingham's great. I made a bet on Chip Kelly and UCLA to begin the year, 10-1 to win the conference, because I felt like they were going to have a great year. I thought he did a great job of bringing in guys through the transfer portal, but I still think he's a little bit behind Utah still, and I think it's on the defensive side. UCLA's defense is vastly improved from what we've seen from them this year. They're still not at the level of the Utah Utes. This defense is just too good. They're the best defense in the conference. I think that's where the edge is. I think this is going to be a dogfight. So far, Utah's played the better strength of schedule. They played about an average strength of schedule this year. About 100's my average team. UCLA's strength of schedule just a 90, so 10 points below what the Utes have seen. I'm going to take the Utah here. I laid 3 in the game. I made the game 6.5. I think it's going to be a war, but I think Utah, with their experience, traveling well, and John mentioned also the Rose Bowl is not a good home field. The home field advantage is the crowd being loud and yelling and getting the officials to create a couple of penalties for your team's way. It doesn't happen there because it's not a good crowd. They're not very boisterous. There may be more Utah people in the crowd today, so I'm going with Utah.
And it's an historic meeting, the first time that these 2 teams have met, with both of them ranked. Kenny White, John Berger, giving us top 25 spotlight picks here on CBS Sports HQ. Let's recap their picks. In terms of Tennessee at LSU, that game in Death Valley, Kenny likes the over there, but John likes Tennessee with the 3. In terms of TCU Kansas, the game that features 2 undefeated teams facing off against one another. Kansas is who Kenny White's going with. John likes the over there. They're going opposite ways, Utah and UCLA, but both of them like Bama to get a big, well, John likes Bama to go big against Texas A&M, but Kenny thinks with Bryce Young doubtful for that game, that Texas will be able to stay within that number.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.